Hey guys, Chris here. So right behind me we have the 2019 Volvo V90 T8 Inscription. I'm picking up this car right now. This is my first impressions video. I'm gonna have it for a week. So quickly, let's just go through the exterior of the car. And don't be fooled, guys. There is a lot of snow here, but there is no snow on the roads, which is very weird that all the snow has accumulated here. Electric silver metallic, which with these really cool 19-inch wheels, which are also, you know, gray painted or silver painted there. I really do like the design of them. And then this has the exterior styling package, which is very cool. So you have a very different, sportier, you know, front lip there, and then you have these side skirts here. I did a video on an S90 T5 last year, a black one with this exterior styling package, if I'm not mistaken. And you also have a different, you know, rear end here, a different rear diffuser with the quad exhaust pipes, which looks really cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and step inside the car. As all these new Volvos, keyless go, keyless entry. I'm just gonna kick the snow off my boots here because there is very deep snow. Ooh, yeah, this is very pretty. And turn on the engine there, turn off the music, get some heat going. Ooh, it is very cold outside, though it has been colder than this, 3 degrees Celsius. So yeah, this car has the black interior, or also known as the charcoal. Just gonna open up, you know, the blind here for the sunroof to get a bit more light in here. It has the extended leather package with leather on top of the doors and on top of the dashboard, linear wood. And this will be very interesting to take a look at later. The different console here in the T8 version of the V90. That means you don't even have any storage here because of the battery pack that is very different from what you get with the other, you know, motorizations of this car. If you're new to the channel, I have driven the V90 on multiple occasions. I had one between my XC90s. I actually had 2 as rental cars. Those were D3 diesels. But this being the T8 plug-in electric hybrid with 407 horsepower. Well, I haven't tested this car, so I'm very excited for my week with this car. So I'm just going to, you know, pair up my phone, get my seat set to the position, and I'll catch up with you guys when I get moving. So everything is hooked up now. My phone, my seat is set to the correct position. And I must say, just hopping out of our Audi A4, our 2018 Audi A4, and into this feels like 2, maybe 3 classes above. It is so freaking nice, and it feels so damn solid. The quality is just impeccable, and that gets me every time, you know, while hopping into this from another, you know, a German competitor. Not hopping into it from like our Audi, or our Volvo XC90, which will be very exciting because I have that car parked up at home now. So in the week to come, I will try to, you know, do a direct comparison. But just hopping into this from our Audi A4, this just feels so damn premium and so damn luxury. Driving all these different cars. In the past few months, I've driven so many different cars. I've driven now this, our Audi A4, my XC90, I drove the Audi Q8, and then the BMW 5 Series, and then I also drove a Mini John Cooper Works. I've driven so many different cars. You always try to be objective, but that is very hard. Trying to be objective, test driving these cars are so hard because driving a car is a very subjective thing. It's all about feel, it's all about the sensations through your ears, through your eyes, and especially the way these cars make you feel. In my opinion, that is the huge thing I always take away from test driving these different cars is, well, this car can be subjectively better than this on 1, 2, and 3, or point A, B, and C, but always boils down to your subjective experience, my subjective feelings about this car. And getting into this car, especially having driven that BMW 5 Series, the new G30, G31 series, or chassis code G30, G31, that 2019 model, I was damn sure that was going to be the best driving experience in this class, and getting into this car again would be inferior. I mean, this car would feel like, because that car was so solidly built, the chassis, the suspension setup, the engine, the transmission was so damn good objectively, so damn good objectively, but it kept me wanting for some more feeling. And immediately getting back into this car, that is what this car gives you, is that sensation, that feeling. And yeah, now in a tunnel, I am going dark, but just the sense of occasion getting into this cabin. This car just feels, even though this has a black interior, I'm not a fan of black interiors, I find black interiors boring, just the sensation of getting into this interior here just feels so much more special than that 5 Series. But also the materials, the seats, everything. And this isn't a secret, those comfort seats in BMWs, I couldn't get comfortable. There was something about the back part, it might be because I'm not the tallest person, that I couldn't get very comfortable. But this seat is so damn nice, and it doesn't have, you know, the range of adjustability that 5 Series had, but this is so comfortable, especially from hopping out of our Audi A4, which has a perfectly comfortable seat. But this just feels so special, even with, you know, this dark interior. It's just the chrome bits here and there, and then the leather on the doors and the dashboard with the contrast stitching, and these large slabs of wood. You can see it here on the door, but it also have massive wood here on the dashboard. And yeah, I'm sure if I drove this car back to back with the 5 Series, maybe I would go ahead and, yeah, it's a wash. The 5 Series is, you know, objectively better, but from the subjective point of view is where I'm sitting now, and that's where you really drive the cars. You don't go back to back, you know, comparing cars. You don't go driving this and then driving this, unless, you know, you drive multiple cars within a day or within a week, which I do, and probably a lot of people do, but most people don't. So from a subjective standpoint, this just right now feels just as good as that BMW 5 Series, and that is saying something. It feels just as quiet, it feels just as comfortable, and feels just as solid, but with a nicer interior. So, and yeah, it is getting dark. It is late in the afternoon, or in the day here in Norway, so the sun is setting. But I'll catch up with you guys when I get through Oslo here and get on the motorway and just let everything sink in a bit. Trying to beat traffic, I found my way through this residential area with, you know, a huge mixture of snow-covered roads, as you can see, speed bumps, potholes, and yeah, things like that, which is very fun to drive places where you have never been. But I'm just so damn impressed by the ride quality in this car. This is riding on 19-inch wheels, Nokian Hakkapeliitta R's 255 4019s, if I'm not mistaken, and the ride quality is impeccable. The solidity of the chassis is just, well, it feels like a step above from my XC90, to be quite honest. It feels very much like that 5 Series, that 530D I was talking about. This just feels so, it feels so impressive. It feels very, very solid, and yeah, I'm just very impressed over that speed bump there. You know, the body is, it has very good body control. It doesn't roll about, it doesn't move about a lot, but over potholes, over speed bumps, it just feels so solid and so comfortable. I am truly impressed by the way this car drives, guys. Finally on the open highway, and yeah, this is a very, very, very quiet car. I don't think it is as quiet as the 5 Series. I think it is a tad bit louder, but there isn't much in it. Maybe just a few percent. There really isn't a lot in it. It is very comfortable. It is very quiet. This has the laminated, you know, double pane glass, meaning you don't have any noise off the wing mirrors. You don't have any wind noise off, you know, the front windscreen. It's only tire noise that you really hear. And this being the T8, 407 horsepower. Let's smash the throttle. And yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, this thing does fly. This is one of the lightest cars I've tested this drivetrain in. 407 horsepower. I think the 0 to 60 is like 4.8 seconds, below 5 seconds. And it does feel like it. This car does feel quicker than my XC90 with the same drivetrain. It's just, yeah, it's just a very quick car. And yeah, there is still a lot of traffic here on my way home, though we are out of the city. But yeah, so far, well, let's get one run here. Yeah, this thing just picks up speed very quickly. I really do love this drivetrain, and you know, the engine sound, this 2-liter 4-cylinder gas engine is very distant. It is very quiet. I do think it's a tad quieter than it is in my XC90, which is also very, very impressive. The end of the first day, my first day here with the 2018 Volvo V90 T8 Inscription, and I'm very impressed with this car. I do like it a lot, and I like it a lot better than I was expecting, because I thought it wasn't going to be as good, especially after I drove that brand new BMW 5 Series, which was brilliant. But this is much, much closer than I thought it was going to be. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.